I'm sweating this one. Gosh. I know that I know that the WNBA is not as big as the NFL. But I bring that up because when the Seattle Storm were making their run, their two championship runs, nothing against the Storm, but it was not as hyped up as this game is on Sunday. I mean, today, prime example. I live in North Seattle, and I had to drive to Tacoma for something to run an errand. So I get in my car, and I go through downtown Seattle. And I'm seeing 12th man flags everywhere. There's a construction site over here. It's got, white and blue lights. There's a skyscraper over here that's got number 12 in their windows. Every single floor is set up so that way the building itself can spell 12 with the office lights. And the 12th man flags on the Space Needle. Figures, right? Then I pass Seattle. And I enter Renton on I-5. And I'm seeing billboards. 12th man, you know, go Seahawks, championship game, beat the Niners. I go to Kent Des Moines, the next town now. Same thing, more banners. Then I hit Fife. Now, for those of you who do not know Washington geography, Fife is right next to Tacoma. You go through it if you're going to Tacoma Dome. And there's this giant Emerald Queen Casino sign with the Seahawks symbol. Now, normally that sign is saying, "Hey, coming at Emerald Queen Casino, this is, check out this act, this band, this comedian, this show, that type of deal." Didn't change. I went back and forth on the same highway. Didn't change. Just said "Go Hawks" and it had their symbol. I'm driving through Tacoma. I think I even saw something by the Tacoma Dome, and I don't even know if there's anything going on at the Tacoma Dome. Um, and I bring that up because this is huge. I mean, this is, gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I mean, it's been a really long time since I have been a part of a Seattle team getting this much coverage and getting this much hype. The last time the Seattle Seahawks went to the Super Bowl, I was living in Ellensburg. I was going to college. So, unfortunately, I got hype, but man, I'm wondering if it was as big as it. I mean, I'm I would be nervous I mean, it didn't matter who we were going to play. I mean, if we were going to play the Carolina Panthers, I would be nervous about that. If they were playing the San Francisco 49ers, but I'm just so much hype going into this game. I'm not going to be able to sleep well. And I've been trying to think of what can I say for my preview of this game. For the preview for this game, I should say. And at the end of the day, I'm just going to say what it is. It is a game between the best two teams in football. Now, granted, I haven't seen a lot of the New England Patriots. I haven't seen a lot of the Denver Broncos this year. I mainly just watched the Seahawks and the NFC, and I've seen more 49er games than I have of the Patriots and Broncos. But at the end of the day, we got the top two teams coming to Seattle for a right to go to the Super Bowl. And the only reason why the Niners have the fifth seed and had to travel on the road is because they couldn't pass the Seahawks in their division. I mean, they have a good team. I mean, I know that Seahawks fans don't like Colin Kaepernick for whatever reason, but he's a young, upcoming quarterback like Russell Wilson. Frank Gore, I know he doesn't run very well in Seattle for some odd reason, but he has been a Seahawks killer. Good running back. They got a good defensive line. The team has done incredibly well since they got Michael Crabtree. Phil Dawson, their kicker, is good. I had him on my fantasy team this year. And then you got upcoming Seahawks. You got, Russell Wilson. Hey, I'm going to prove you wrong quarterback. Who cares about my height? I'm going to get it done. I'm going to work hard. We got beast mode. We got our offensive line. We got our defensive line. We got Legion of Boom. And people are making a big deal about Percy Harvin not playing. But I'm sorry, that doesn't bother me. Seriously, we've won the majority of this season without Sidney Rice and Percy Harvin. Golden Tate has gone off. Luke Wilson, our tight end, has come out of nowhere this year. I mean, he's starting to become a household name. Doug Baldwin, for some odd reason, on the national level, is still underrated. I mean, we got money Stephen Hauschka as our kicker. We're very, very, very even. Very even. Which is why I really do believe that this game is going to be determined by one of two things. It's either going to be a blowout and it's going to be for the Hawks. I mean, if the San Francisco 49ers come in and blow out the Seahawks at home, I mean, I'll be shocked. I may not even watch the Super Bowl if that happens. But I really don't think that's going to happen. I think if it is going to be a blowout, it's going to be in the Hawks' favor. And here's why. Wild card will come between the 12th man and Colin Kaepernick. Now wait, before I know there's a group here on YouTube called the 49er Empire. They're part of the trash talking circle, which I'm not a part of. And I also know that the 49ers are represented very well on YouTube. Now, and that's fine. But the reason why I say the 12th man is going to play a big role with Colin Kaepernick is for two reasons. One, 12th man doesn't like Colin Kaepernick. I mean, they find whatever reason to dislike him. I mean, I've seen some things on Facebook where it's just like, Jesus, we don't like this guy. So we're going to be loud. The second reason why it could come down to the 12th man versus Colin Kaepernick is because I know Colin Kaepernick has had a brief NFL career, like Russell Wilson, but his worst games have been in Seattle. His worst games have been in Seattle. Had a terrible game in week 2, and he had a terrible game on the Sunday night game last year in December. Okay? Yeah, I understand they didn't have Michael Crabtree in week 2. I get that. But at the end of the day, you need to have a quarterback to throw the receiver the ball. And Colin Kaepernick was flustered. He was annoyed. He couldn't change the plays. He couldn't yell and communicate very well. So it's really going to come down to how he handles the 12th man. I think Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch and the Seahawks are going to be the Seahawks this year. They're, in some cases, going to play unorthodox football. Russell Wilson's probably going to have to make a few plays. They're going to have to convert on some third downs to be successful, and I think they will. They're going to get a field goal here, field goal here, field goal here. They're going to run the ball. The Seahawks are going to be the Seahawks. They know what to expect when they go into the stadium. Rightfully, because it's in their home crowd, in their home stadium. Colin Kaepernick, not so much. He has yet to show the NFL that he can play in Seattle. Now, other things. If Colin Kaepernick can solve the 12th man and can compete, I think it's going to be a close game, and it's going to come down to who can manage the clock at the end of the game. And it's also going to come down to how many timeouts does each team have, and how does each team use their timeouts for the end of the game. Who gets the ball at the last minute of the game? I mean, seriously, we're only going to get a blowout, and it's going to be Seahawks, or it's going to be a close, hard-fought game. And I understand that the Seahawks lost to the Cardinals. I get it. But that was about a month ago. And I don't know about you all. I'm not paying attention to that game. I'm paying attention to the now. So that is how I see this game panning out. Again, I'm not going to give any predictions. I'm not going to give any predictions. God, it would be so awesome to go back to the Super Bowl. It would be. And this, God. I'm just going to end there. I'm just going to stop right there. And unlike last week, I will be able to watch the end of the game. I'll probably miss the majority of the first quarter, but I will be able to watch the majority of the game. And I'm hoping to put something up, whether the Seahawks win or lose tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Go Hawks, man. Just like I said, I'm sweating this one. I'm sweating this one. All right, we'll talk to you later. Go Hawks.